Tritone. 3 whole steps. The interval of the devil. It's found through this thing. Like say you have a C7 flat 5. It's exactly the same chord as G flat 7 flat 5. They're kind of like mirrors of one another. This would be like the C, you have to call it D double flat to get the right spelling. That's the way you do that. And then this would be like an F flat. But really it's the same exact notes. See? This is that, and this is that. So they're the same chord. If you want to look at it on the fretboard, this is the most common minor 7 flat 5 people use. This is a C7 flat 5 with the root on the 2nd string. And here's this G flat 7 flat 5 with the root on the 6th string.
The root on the G, the root is on the 6th.
This is flat 5, 3rd, flat 7, root. This is root
on the B flat,
flat
right?
7, 3rd, flat 5. It's complete reverse. A lot of times you use them in turnarounds and intros. That's the best place to use because they usually they stay out of the way of the melody. That's a 7th, by the way. So let's look at, for example, a 2-5. Say you have D minor 7, G7 to C. You could use D minor 7, D flat 7 to C. These two are tritones of one another. It's a flat 5 away. Okay, it's because G7 flat 5 is the same as D flat 7 flat 5. But once you get into this dominant 7 family, you can use anything in the dominant 7 genre to sub for that. For example, you can go like D minor 9, D flat 13th, C major 7th. And it'll still be a substitute for the original.
Alright.
So that would be like this. Here's your original thing. To this.
It's like the half step, right? Mm-hmm. And what's that shape for the D flat? The D flat 7 that you did? Or just a regular old school D flat?
If you want to play the flat 5, you can do this. See, like.
Alright.
This. You can do this. It's still this. 2, 5, 1. Pass, Joe pass. All those guys like to do that. Now another big chord progression that's common in turnarounds is when you go 3, 6, 2, 5.
Alright.
So 3, 6, 2, 5 in the key of C would be E minor, A7, D minor, G7, C. You may find that in a turnaround or in an intro. So you tritone the dominant 7s. E minor 7, E flat 7, G minor 7, D flat 7. And now you notice you're moving in all half steps. So instead of moving in fourths, you're now moving in half steps. They sometimes call it half step substitution. Then you can start to embellish. E minor 7, E flat 13, D minor 11. You can even use a major 7th on the tritone. D flat major 9, C major 9. Normally you would never substitute a major 7th for a dominant 7th. But in the tritones you can.
Alright, wow.
So you could do, for example, here's your original change. E minor, A7, D minor, G7, C. And you get the bass lines too with that, see? Then you can tritone it. Half step. Then you can do
chords were those?
Those chords were G minor 7, E flat 13, D minor 11th, D flat major 9, C major 9. You can do this.
Straight.
When I did that, C major 7, it's E flat 6th, substitutes for the A 7th. That's a D 7th, D flat major 7th, which substitutes for G 7th. C major 7th, D flat 6th, D flat major 7th, B major 7th, C 6th. See? Let's see.
What was that? The 6/9?
It's the C major 13.
Alright, cool.
When you don't know what to do, practice like turnarounds, because you can always do the most substitutions with those.
Alright, cool. Alright, that's it, right?